Hey everyone, my name is Abigail Vertil, but I go by Abby, and I'm currently the student trustee on the IUP Council of Trustees. I am also currently a senior. Yay! Unfortunately, I am also a part of the committee that is searching for a new student trustee. So we all got together last week and thought it'd be really great for me to come on here today and tell you guys about my experiences with the position and why I applied. I had my professor, my philosophy professor from freshman year, contact me in my sophomore year about this position that was opening up, student trustee. And he told me about, how I'd be, oh, sorry, how I'd be a really great candidate for it. And, he'd write me a letter of recommendation should I decide to apply. But little did he know that I did not know what a student trustee was or what the position entailed at all. But I also was very intrigued to find out because someone that I had as a professor thought that I'd be a great fit for it. So now, I had to see now what it was about. So long story short, I did research on the position and I applied for it and went through the interview process and they had the former student trustee Caleb King call me to tell me the great news, and I was just like screaming, like, "Oh my god!" Like because when I was reading about it, it's very prestigious, like it was almost intimidating. I won't say almost; it was intimidating. Just because you are the person that is to represent the student body of IUP in in the decision making you know meetings of the school and how the school is ran, just so they have a student perspective of things when they do decide to, when tough situations come our way and like decisions have to be made. The students are always kept in mind because I'm in the room, or the student trustee is in the room. so I think it's honestly a great position to have, and it's a great way for you to see IEP operate behind the scenes because I didn't think, when you're attending a university, you don't really think about all the things that go into running a university, and you really get to see that firsthand and be involved in it. And then on top of that, you're also on the receiving end of it and the outcome of it. So you kind of have the best of both worlds there. That's definitely a reason why I would apply for or why I did apply for the student trustee position and why you should too, just because it's very interesting to see how that plays out. And it's a great resume builder too, of course, because IEP is one of the 14 PASHE schools, the Pennsylvania state system of higher education. It's a state school, sorry. It's a state school. So out of the 14 state schools, there is one student trustee position per university. So if you decide to apply, only 13 other kids in the entire state system of higher education can say that they were a student trustee for a university. And it's just honestly a really prestigious thing to go ahead and pursue. I mean, you also get it's a great leadership opportunity as well, just because um, obviously I can't really tell you what exactly the student body of IUP needs because each individual student has like different needs and we all think differently and we're experiencing different things day by day. So I always try my best to make sure I heard different students' perspectives through let's say Facebook chats, the IUP class of so and so, 2021, 22, 23. I always make sure I was involved in all of those. Not I always made sure that I was actively reading in those. I would have student government kind of take up the actual concerns that would raise up just because they were more versed in it, and I thought that was more their field. So I've watched them interact with people, interact with students that had concerns or were voicing their opinions, and I would kind of just make sure I read them and understood students' opinions so that should it come up in the meeting that I'm able to express that and in my like own words, but through the student body or what I could capture of it. So it was honestly it was a really great time. The other trustee members are as warm and inviting as they can be. Some of them, majority of them, the president also serves on this council too, but a lot of them don't get to interact with students that attend the university very often. So they were always interested in what I had to say and really made me feel like I was a part of the council because I am, student trustee. Just because you're a student, you're just as much a trustee as any of the other trustees. So I think that was a point that they try to drive home, and they did, because I never felt like I'm shy normally, but I never felt like I had to like, hide who I was or not, speak too loudly or not like, they're very warm and inviting. They're honestly some of the greatest people you'll probably ever meet. And I thought it also would be nice to have um, so a non-traditional student kind of be in a position to be in a position of power and leadership, just because I'm a mom, I'm 21, and I think non-traditional students are kind of underrepresented. I'm Haitian American, or let's just say Black. There's a lot of Black students that are underrepresented, upper represented, and I'm also a woman. Sorry. So I think those aspects of my my personality, who I am, really help me give a little bit more diversity to the room, or bring it to the table, because everyone's diverse, but like that's just what makes me diverse, is those three things I just named. I'm a woman, and being Black, and a non-traditional student. I think a lot of, if other people in my position might think that they're not able to do this, or that it's too hard, but I just want to be here to show that it's possible and you can do it. So if you're really thinking about applying, you definitely should. It is such an awesome opportunity, and you definitely should attend the Zoom session that we're having on Friday. It's just going to be an information session that's more about what the position entails. Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. That's pretty much all I have for today, and I'll see you guys at the info session. Really hope you apply. Bye.